Kittens roasting on an open fire. Hi, buddy. Hello. Hey. Would you like to see what it looks like outside? It looks like that. Just a winter wonderland. Meanwhile, these kittens are safe and sound in the house. No Jack Frost nipping at your nose. Hi, Mama. Here I am on the couch with literally not a stitch of makeup on my face because I've not done anything to myself all weekend because I have been sick. I started feeling sick after school on Friday. Just like a really bad sore throat and a really bad headache. And it's just kind of gotten progressively worse over the weekend. Even though it's Sunday, I will not be going to church. It does not help. There's so much snow on the ground and church is like 30 minutes away. So yes, I am going to be doing stuff from home today. First order of business, I am reading the Word and drinking my coffee. I'm going to pray a little bit. And then I will start my day. Back before I had school every day, and I just worked from home, this is how I started my day every day. I would just come out here or go in my second bedroom or sometimes my bedroom, and I would just read the Word and I would pray and just spend time with God first thing in the morning. And it was really helpful because like there was definitely at no point once my day was started that I would ever like make the time to sit down and pray. So here I am. Feels like old times before I was being crushed under the weight of 400 pages of homework. Those were the days. Oh, you want to sit with me now? Your sister just wants to be by the fire. She's the smart one. It's Toasty over there, huh, kitten? It's Toasty. You want me? Freak.
What up, YouTube? This is Nacho coming at you from the Hoyle house. Hope y'all are staying warm out there today. I'm staying toasty with Mom. I love Mom.
Can't get anything done with this dude because he's so obsessed with the mouse. Can you not? No. No. Look at his squishy little face. Is your squishy face mad? Deal with it. It is now the late afternoon. Look how Christmassy this looks right now. My tree. I have a ton of makeup on. The fire's going. I don't think you can see the fire. There's the Christmas tree and the fire and a cute kitten. Hi, Papa. Hi, puppy boy. Since I feel like I can't call him kitten, I've gotten in the weird habit of calling him puppy. Will wonders never cease. Also, don't mind the absurd amount of makeup I have on my face. I had to refilm some makeup tutorial footage that I wanted to get up yesterday, and I had to refilm it today because the quality of the footage the first time I filmed it was just like eh. So that's why I have so much makeup on my face to do nothing but sit in the house and clean. It's a pretty low-key Sunday. There's actually a Christmas play going on at my church tonight that I would like to go to, but can we talk about this? We've been told to expect 7 to 10 inches, which, you know what that means. Snow day. For those of you who are not from the north, in the north, it's pretty much a set standard that they won't cancel school until there's at least 6 inches of snow on the ground, which is hilarious because when I lived in Austin, Texas, if there was even snow on the radar, school was closed. Everything was closed. People didn't leave their house. Everything shut down. But in Michigan, we are warriors, except for me. Don't like to leave my house when there's this much snow on the ground. But the snow plows are pretty good at coming through and like cleaning it all up really fast. So I think it's gonna stop snowing by like 2 in the morning. So chances are I'm gonna have school tomorrow. I'm kind of banking on it just so I don't have my little heart broken when I do have school tomorrow. But anyway, Matt is at the Christmas production at the church because he has to be. And I am just home cleaning and getting ready for the week. I'm definitely cooking a new dinner for us tonight. I'm really excited about that. I'm definitely gonna show you guys that and hopefully it turns out good. I've actually had a lot of good luck with like the stuff that I show you guys that's like trial run or second time run. I've had a lot of luck, so feeling good about it. And yeah, I'm gonna eventually answer a question or two in this video because I have been for reals slacking on the question things, so I'm gonna do that. All right, y'all, let's answer some questions. How do you stay motivated with your fitness goals while working full-time, going to school, and being a fur mama? Well, you know, they do keep my hands full. But really, I think what has helped was that I had really established my fitness routine and my dieting habits before I got this busy. I mean, obviously right now I'm super busy because I'm going to school full-time, I'm working full-time from home, and I have homework and I have church and I have, you know, right now I'm doing a vlog a day, which is an additional 2 to 3 hours of work on top of school for 5 hours, homework for 2 or 3 hours, work for intermingling between the whole day plus an additional however many hours I've left. And then working out is just gonna take another hour, hour and a half of my time or more with like getting to the gym, getting all set up, coming home, etc. So like I said, it was just that I have certain habits that like I've created over time by just doing this. Like, it's my habit to eat relatively balanced and healthy. It's my habit, even if I'm not necessarily tracking or trying to lose weight, my habits support a healthier weight. Like, honestly, for the last couple of weeks, I really haven't tracked hardly at all, maybe a little bit during the week. But a lot of this whole school year, I haven't really tracked what I'm eating. And yet I've stayed within the same 3 or 4 pounds and have not exceeded a certain weight because that's what my habits support. Those are the habits that I build, is that I eat these kind of portion sizes, I eat this kind of food, I say no to this amount of food, I don't let myself go past a certain boundary. And those were habits that were developed before my life got super busy. Back in 2012, 2013, in 2014, my life was not that busy. I was only working part-time at a gym and the rest of my time was mine because I wasn't in school, so I had a lot more time at that time to really develop the habit of working out a lot and eating right and keeping the right kind of food in the house and learning how to eat healthy on the go and stuff like that. So now that I'm busy, it's not like I've like forgotten those habits. Like, life may be busy, but I think I used this example to someone recently, but it's like brushing your teeth. Like, you might be able to go one day without brushing your teeth, but by day 2, you're like, well, you're like, this is gross, I need to brush my teeth. And that's how working out is with me. Like, I can go a day or 2 or sometimes even 3 if I have to, but day 3, I'm like, this just doesn't feel right. Like, I need to work out. Because I know that working out, you know, 3 to 4 times a week at least is what's required to be like physically healthy and active, in my opinion, and to have like the kind of body I would like. Ideally, I should be working out 5 or 6 days a week. Knowing that and having that kind of mindset kind of established is really what, I shouldn't even say keeps me motivated, it just keeps me on track because I'm not motivated. But when you're so used to habitually doing something, motivation isn't really required as much to keep doing the right thing. And how do you build habit is to just keep doing it even when you don't want to do it. So if you have the time, give yourself like 3 months or however many months and say, no matter what, come hell or high water, I'm gonna do this. I'm going to go to the gym 4 days a week. I am going to eat healthy X amount of days of the week. Like, set these parameters for yourself and be like as unflinchingly rigid as you can about them just to build that habit. If you continually give in to yourself, if you continually are like, I don't need to do this, I deserve to be happy and skip the gym because I feel like it, like, I know that that's like the trend nowadays, is just not make yourself do anything that you don't want to do. But if we only did whatever we wanted to do, we'd all be fat and lazy and unattractive and make no money. So if you want something, you have to do the work that it takes to get there, and you have to be pretty rigid about that, like the particular habits you have to build. So yeah, it's my super long drawn out answer to that. Someone asked me about using a meal prep service. She asked about one in the area, but one thing she asked is, would you say that meal prep services are pretty accurate? Really, honestly, most meal prep services I've seen and have heard of are not accurate. And I can tell just by looking at the food and seeing what they say the macro split of that meal is. And I can just tell that it's wrong. I've used 2 or 3 different local food prep services in the area, and I would say like 80% of the meals were correct, but then a couple of meals, they were just off. And it wasn't like, oh, they just didn't include the sides, they didn't include like the sauce that comes with it. No, like, they were just straight up off. Like, you would even do the math of like how many carbs, how many fat, how many protein, like do the math of how many calories per gram of that and add it up, and it would not equal anything like what they said. I know for a while Icon Meals was really popular, and now everybody's giving crap to all the girls who aren't supporting Icon Meals anymore. But here's the deal, Icon Meals, their nutritional stuff, their stuff is not correct. I'm not saying it's not close, but I've seen their stuff and I've seen people and talked with people who've worked with them. their nutritional information is not correct. One that I think is correct is Bite Meals by Katie Hearn, that she's just started the meal prep company. Because she's like a macro tracker herself, I think that she's probably pretty staunch about making sure that that stuff's all correct. And from what I've seen, it looks correct. So, and it's not a huge deal if one of your meals is off by 5 or 6 grams of any macro, unless you're in competition prep or something. It just doesn't matter if one of your meals is off by that much. But if like 3 or 4 of your meals every day are Icon meals or some other meal prep service, you really could be off. At the end of the day, you could be off 20 or 30 grams in each category just because of the company misjudging what the nutritional value is for those particular meals. And to me, that would just be really hard to track progress if you could potentially be off, you know, 200 or 300 calories every other day because of the meals. So just keep that in mind. And when you see some of the fancier meals from these meal prep companies, I know they're tempting, but the fancier meals are a little bit harder to dissect and make sure that they actually have an accurate macro count. The meals that are just like plain chicken and rice and broccoli, that's a little bit easier to kind of measure for yourself once you get the meal and go, okay, like I think this is actually what they are saying it is. All right, last question I'm gonna answer. How to get back on track after a bad week. So what I usually tell my clients is to just get back on your normal macros, get back to your normal diet. Don't try to overcompensate because it usually backfires. I will say that if you can handle it and you have the time for it, maybe give yourself an extra 15 or 20 minutes of cardio each day that week. Sometimes I'll even say like you can cut your carbs or fat, you know, I could say cut your carbs for 20 or 30 grams for the first few days of the week and cut your fat by maybe 5 grams for the first few days of the week, but that's not even really necessary, but it doesn't hurt. But if the reason that you overate was because you have a tendency to like emotionally eat, or you were just so hungry that you were just like, forget it, I'm just gonna eat what I want, and you just like gave into that emotion of being super hungry and being mad about it, if that's your issue, then I would say leave your food alone. Don't cut anything out extra, because those first few days of having lowered macros and more cardio, you're gonna be extra hungry, and it's probably gonna just backfire on you. You're probably gonna feel super frustrated and annoyed with yourself and just be thinking in your head mentally like, oh, I have to do this because I messed up so badly last week. I see this all the time. It's likely that you'll just be like, screw it, I don't even care. Like, I'm just gonna eat because I'm already behind and I don't feel like starving myself the next couple of days. So all of that to say, I highly recommend that after a bad week, just get back on track. Don't try to cut anything major. Don't try to have like a deload week where all your carbs are gone and you're just living on protein and you're doing a ton of cardio. It'll just wear you out. Don't do it. Like, your body will figure it out. Your body will self-regulate after 4 or 5 days of being back on your normal macros. So just be patient and get back on track. And what I tell my clients all the time, I always tell my clients is, if you had a bad week or a bad weekend or a bad day, whatever, you have to just put it out of your mind. You can't think about it anymore. You can't dwell on it. You can't be thinking like, oh man, I messed up. I'm a terrible person. I'm never gonna get this right. Like, you have to have blind faith in yourself to just get back on track and stay on track. I know for myself, when I have like, you know, a good month of dieting and then I blow it some weekend or I blow it for a week, it's really hard for me emotionally to come back from that, because all I'm thinking is I can't trust myself. I say I'm gonna get back on track, but how do I know I'm not gonna just blow it again in 2 weeks? It's really hard to have faith in myself because all I'm thinking is like, I can't do this. I just proved to myself that I could stay on track for longer than a month without blowing it out of the water. But one thing that my husband has always told me is to just, that helps you move forward in doing something that you're kind of afraid you can't really do, is to just have blind faith in yourself. Act like you never messed up, act like you've just been balling this whole time, and just move forward as if you have been doing awesomely. If you can keep it out of your mind that you ever messed up, it'll make it easier to keep doing well moving forward. I kind of think of it as when like you buy a new pair of white shoes, when they're like sparkling clean and you're wearing them, and everywhere you go you're super careful to not get them dirty. Like, you skip puddles, you make sure to not like wear them in the mud or anything like that, because you want them to stay perfectly white. And then the second that you accidentally step in something and they're like muddy, or you get like a mark on them or something, suddenly you're like, ugh, whatever, and you just stop having as much effort to keep them clean. You stop, you know, paying as much attention to the mud on the ground and stuff like that, and sooner or later they're just completely dirty. But if you were to see that mark, that initial mark on your sneakers, and clean it up perfectly, and like your shoes were sparkling white again, you're gonna continue to put that same effort into keeping them clean, because you feel like, oh, they're still clean, I haven't ruined anything. So that's kind of what I think of when I think of dieting. You just have to act like it's a brand new start, a clean slate. You haven't messed up, you haven't backtracked, get it out of your mind, just move forward with faith that you're gonna stay on track and you're not gonna hinder your progress anymore. Even if you have to do this like every Monday. Every Monday you start off with this new mindset of, yup, this is my week. This is the week that I stay on track all week and the weekend. I believe in it. Even though I've messed up the last 18 weekends, this is my week. So yeah, I hope that helps. All right, so we have sweet potatoes boiling because I'm having sweet potatoes on the side of this chicken I'm making tonight. What I'm making is a garlic brown sugar chicken. So we've got chicken thighs, and we're using brown sugar and garlic and a bunch of seasonings, and I'm not gonna show you guys every single step, but I'm gonna just let you know I'm making some bomb chicken tonight. All right, for starters, the heat wouldn't come on the other day, and now it won't stay off. It is 80 degrees in my house because the heat will not stop going. But anyway, here's the chicken. I just pulled it out of the oven. You sear it first on the stove with like brown sugar and garlic and thyme and some other stuff. And then you put it in the oven for like 25 minutes at 400 degrees, and it looks so good. And here are my taters that I have to mash with my handy dandy masher. Man, I used to think a masher was such a waste of time. Like, why can't you just use a fork and just go for it for a while? I just mashed these potatoes in like 5 seconds. They are just mashed, and that's all it took instead of moving around a fork for 30 minutes. I like my sweet potatoes with some butter and some sour cream, so kind of like normal potatoes. I like the like sweet and savory whatever, but Matt likes his with brown sugar. So I'm gonna add butter to them, and then I'm gonna split them up so that he can add brown sugar to his, and I will add sour cream and butter to mine. Now that you guys have been sleeping all day, are you ready to stay up all night and keep us up all night with your antics? Are you making biscuits? Yeah. You love the camera. Hi, Mama. Oh, you love it too. Butt of the kittens.